With Universal Orlando opening Epic Universe, the future is extremely intriguing for Universal Orlando, and the rumor mill is already filled with a ton of different new attractions and portals for Epic. But the big question is, how will Universal Orlando look like in 5 or 10 years from now? Here are my predictions for what I think each of the next major attractions coming to each park will be and when we can expect it to open. Then, later in the video, I share with you 2 locations to keep your eye on for a possible new Universal theme park altogether. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm really glad you're here. It's Theme Park Brandon, and Universal Orlando, like, you'd be shocked. There's so much room for this company to continue adding major new thrill rides, new epic lands, new portals, and new theme parks. So I'm really excited to kind of break down the overall areas of these parks and what I can see happening for the future. So let's get right into this, starting off with Volcano Bay. Now, this is the best overall water park in Orlando. It's fantastic. Like, if you've never been, you have to go. And they've been rumored for a while now to have like a phase 2 expansion. Well, they haven't had it yet. So it is a little bit concerning for me, but I do think with the popularity of Epic and the more crowds coming to Universal opposed to Disney, that Universal is going to be dumping a little bit more money into this water park. And with that being said, a new water slide of some kind. And if you look at their collection of water slides, the one thing that really stands out that they're missing is a mat racer. So I could definitely see a giant 8-lane mat racer that goes through, obviously not the volcano, but different turns and twists. There's a lot of cool things that Whitewater or even Pro Slide can do with mat racers. And I would love to see this high capacity attraction be added to Volcano Bay. And I think that can come as early as 2026. Heading over to Islands of Adventure for the Lost Continent refurb. Now this area is my personal favorite area of Islands due to the theming and stuff, but they have no real attractions anymore, unfortunately. So they have the giant Sinbad stunt show theater still sitting there, as well as Poseidon's building that's no longer there, like the attraction's gone. So there's a lot that Universal could do with this area. And I think, obviously, the Lost Continent theme will go away eventually. And with that being said, I think we could see a Super Nintendo themed overlay to the area, potentially Zelda. This would be really, really exciting for Universal. And you might think, well, that's stupid, Brandon. They would just build it at Epic and have it be, an expansion pad off of the Super Nintendo world at Epic. Well, that they could. But just like the same business model that they had with Harry Potter, and have it at multiple parks, if you open up a Zelda-themed area at IOA and then the actual main Super Nintendo World portal at Epic, people are going to buy that ticket to experience both. So I think that Super Nintendo has a very high chance of coming to Epic Universe in some way. And I think Zelda makes a really, really good fit. And there's a lot of intriguing things that they could do with this. Because one, they could reuse the Poseidon's building for an indoor attraction of some kind. As well as use the area as you see here where the old stunt show theater is located. There's a lot of cool different rides and attractions. I actually made a video about this like 2 years ago. Check it out. It's in the description of this video where I showcase just how Universal can fit in a massive B&M launched wing coaster that would basically travel over this whole entire area, plus use the Poseidon's building for another indoor dark ride or indoor attraction of some kind. I don't know if it's going to be a B&M. I've heard from multiple people that Universal and B&M do not have a great relationship at the moment. So I don't know if we would see a new B&M come to the park, because I'm kind of shocked that Epic did not open up with the B&M. But maybe we get something from Vekoma, Mach, potentially Intamin, but I doubt it since we have Velocicoaster at Hagrid's. But whatever it is going to be, I think it's going to be a rather thrilling ride that might include some dark ride segments, some outdoor segments, whatever it is. Obviously, Universal, if they do things the way they've done in the past, it's going to be a high level of thrills, high level of detail, and just an overall amazing attraction. So I'm really excited about that. Now, I think this is going to open up sometime in 2028. And the reason why I say that is because Universal Studios, right next door, they've already said that they're removing Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, and September of this year is the last time to ever ride it. They're going to be tearing this pile of junk. Sorry if that offends anyone. I'm not a big Rocket fan. If you are, I respect it. It's a fun ride. I just wish it was a B&M or Intamin, hyper coaster or a mini hyper coaster. But anyways, regardless of that, I think that if they would actually build a ride in this area, it's going to be an Intamin vertical launch coaster themed to the Fast and Furious. I'll be very curious to see what they do with the current Fast and Furious attraction, if they just close it all together or just keep it up to pair along with this one, even though they're separate areas of the park. So I don't know how that'll work, but I definitely think this new coaster is going to be tall. I think it could very well be taller than Rip Ride Rocket. It's going to feature launches, and I think it'll be obviously covering the same area. It would not surprise me at all if they'd even reuse the rocket station in some way if they had to. But I am very, very excited about this project because Universal Studios Florida desperately needs something. I mean, Iowa, you had Velocicoaster Hagrid's, like you're set for a while. Universal Studios, they need something. Obviously, that's the park with all the great events and stuff, but they definitely need something, and something soon. That is why I think this is going to be opening up in early 2027. I think the construction is going to go extremely quickly. This might even open up late 2026. Again, Universal Studios is the weakest link of the parks now. So Universal wants to be able to create a dynamic triangular of the parks, if you will, of all three parks on the same par. That way, your average guest or enthusiast say, you know what, I want to go and buy a 3-day ticket for 3 parks, opposed to I'm going to skip out at Universal. So I definitely think Rocket is going to get replaced by an Intamin vertical launch coaster, and I cannot wait for that. Now, here's what's really intriguing for Epic Universe, because they have so many different things going for this park. What can they add next? What would it be? There's a lot. And I really think that if you look at the portals, as much as I would love to see Dark Universe get a new expansion of some kind, I just don't know if whatever type of ride they build there is going to be as big of a draw as a highly well-known IP attraction would. So I can see it going. I don't think we'd have anything in How to Train Your Dragon yet. Harry Potter only has one major attraction. Super Nintendo has 3 attractions in it. So I think we might see a new Harry Potter attraction of some kind. This is the area that has the most expansion room around it anyways. I do not think we will see a new portal before we see a new expansion. I mean, I could be wrong. But I think I think the Harry Potter area would get the first expansion. Would probably be an outdoor coaster, not an indoor attraction. What kind? I mean, there could be so many different kinds, and this could be happening, I think, honestly, 2028 at the earliest. I mean, by the time they start construction and stuff, and the Epic, it doesn't make sense for them to invest a year or two after Epic opens, because it's still fresh, it's still new, people want to go see it. So I think 2028, 2029 before we see Epic have the first attraction built. Now, if you're like me and you only have 3 friends, and then this shirt's just for you, but regardless, check out keepridingcoasters.com. I appreciate all the support on my online merch store, where you can find all sorts of cool coaster gear that I design myself. Now let's talk about the 4th park and where Universal Orlando can build a new potential theme park. Because again, with Epic, Universal, Iowa, I feel like there's the same amount of chances of Disney building a 5th gate as there is for Universal building a 4th gate, not including Volcano Bay. And there's quite a few areas that they could already build this park on land they already own. The first one will be this area located just south of the parking lot. And this area right here, believe it or not, is 30 acres. Now, there's a lot of things that they could do with this, because what I think they should do is build a Universal Kids Resort style park. This is the park that's opening up over in Frisco, Texas. I think it's 2026. Now, this park is themed more for the younger crowds. It has a Minions land, a Jurassic Park land, and a couple other cool areas. But I think that it would be really smart, especially with Disney being located right on the other side of I-4, where they can actually really focus on a kid-friendly park and have every attraction be, very, very low height requirements or none at all. I think that's a very smart move for Universal. And this land, to my knowledge, is not occupied by anything. And people can just, they could build a bridge right across from the parking lot over to this. There's a lot of cool things that Universal could do with this. And if they did that, obviously the parking lot right now that the park sits on, or that's right next to Epic, is roughly 47 acres. That's a ton of room. Now, it would not surprise me, and I think we could all agree, that it's only a matter of time before Universal Orlando spends the money on yet another parking garage for this complex of their resort. And they could easily fit a massive parking garage in this area, plus maybe a City Walk 2.0, like a City Walk South, where you have entertainment, restaurants, and have Epic Universe, then the City Walk, and then the Universal Kids Resort, all located in one. I think that's a really cool fit for Universal Orlando. I just feel like it would do really, really well for the park and for the overall resort. Obviously when they bought this land, they have long-term plans or tentative plans with it, and I'm super intrigued by it. But what's even more intriguing is just to the west of Epic Universe. Now, this area is owned currently by Lockheed Martin, and it's a massive plot of land, 200 acres. Who's to say down the road, Universal decide to approach them and say, hey, you know what? We want to buy this land. It fits within our portfolio. It's right next to Epic Universe. Technically, Universal can fit 2 Epic Universes inside of this piece of land. That's how big it is. Now, again, will they? Maybe down the road. But this area, again, is so intriguing for the future of Universal Orlando, because essentially they could be building the new kids resort plus build a new major theme park on this plot of land with some more hotels and everything else. Like, there's a lot to be excited about for this. And speaking of Epic Universe, if you're planning on going to Epic Universe, you're going to want to check out my ultimate guide to the park, where I share with you 25 must-know tips for you to have the best day possible at this world-class theme park. With that being said, please let me know your thoughts on the future of Universal and my predictions. I want to know yours as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.